So how did I find edge in trades without backtesting anything? Well, what I started to look at is simple setups and which one worked, but particularly in that environment. One of the trades that I loved when I first started was a 5-minute bearish flag just above a daily low. This was a wonderful trade and it seemed to have a lot of edge, but it had edge for the time. And what you've got to understand is how edge evolves, how edge changes. We're talking about different ways that you can understand edge on the 10th of April. I'm going to do a whole live session on this and understanding edge and what can give your trades edge. What we're going to look at today is something that currently seems to have a little bit of edge. Something that currently you can start to look at, and that's a NASDAQ trade. It's still using a simple setup, but what you're trying to do is you're trying to give yourself edge on this trade, and you can do this in a number of ways. Let me give you an example. Recently in the NASDAQ we have this solid bullish engulfing candle. Now this is a candle done with a lot of volume, but what also makes this such a valuable candle is where it falls down to. It tests, you see the low of that candle, the wick on that candle, it tests inside what I would call a buying zone. This is an area that I would want to buy. Now that area is 30 points wide. So you're looking at this and you say, okay, if we go down there and can't continue, this is a buy. That's giving the trade a little bit of edge. You're adding context to the trade. But then what you want to look at is, well, how can you add the context a little bit further? And this is the same as the way I started. In 2008 when I started, bearish flags into lows worked perfectly because we were in a bearish market. The market was set for this type of stuff, and that's how I learned that trade. It doesn't work very well at the moment. It's not that the trade is no longer good, and this is where backtesting affects you. It's not that the trade is no longer good, it's that the environment doesn't suit it. Now what we can start to look at is if you're looking for this to be a buy on a dip, then you get a shorter time frame bullish engulfing candle. This one you're only buying around about 40 ticks above the high, above the low. The prior half an hour candle, you're buying 100 ticks above the low. So that gives you a little bit more edge. It allows you to finesse your entry a little bit more, and so you can wait for that candle to close and you can buy. But what you can do then is add further. And this is all about stacking your tools together, understanding how different tools and environment can combine. And by having all of this, that then gives this trade huge amounts of edge, because what you can do is you can look for the order flow to enable you to get in down at the lows. This is what you're looking for from an order flow perspective. What you're looking for is the point where the market steadily moves down and then suddenly has a snap lower. That snap lower is the final exhaustion of the move. That happening inside of that zone that you were looking to trade between 84 and 53, that happening inside the zone enables you to say, yep, that's the low and I can buy it. Now all of a sudden you've bought under 10 ticks off the low. Now you've got a very tight stop and huge potential on this trade. This is edge from multiple different ways. We're going to look at this in much more detail. How does edge develop? How do you develop edge? How does edge evolve over time as well? 10th of April that is. Click on the link, sign up. I'll see you all then.